Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to take a look at a finished sketchbook. I started this July 1st, 2023, and it is March 4th, 2024 that I'm finishing up. So it took just a couple days, over 8 months to finish this. I have worked in other sketchbooks while I have worked in this. It has 40 pages and 90 sketches. So I am super happy to have completed this. And I've actually finished up other sketchbooks during this time period too, because I did Inktober, and this is watercolor paper, so it's mostly watercolor stuff. But let's take a look at it. And if you watched my World Watercolor Month 2023 tour, I'm sure you're familiar with some of these sketches. So I'll probably kind of gloss over those just because I really went in depth with those. But yeah, I did World Watercolor Month. So each day you get a prompt and you do a illustration for it. And I decided that I would use this large sketchbook, and this was made by Artsy Rosie on Etsy. She makes handmade sketchbooks out of Arches watercolor paper, and she does have a few other options that she offers. They're really wonderful quality, and I find that with her sketchbooks, I use every page. I'm not sure if I love the painting on facing pages now that I've seen a few to the end, just because I like to use mixed media, and sometimes mixed media transfers a bit. Like if I use Graphitint products, or I use color pencil, sometimes like the pressure from pages in the future kind of press down and make them transfer, but usually I can clean them up with a kneaded eraser later on. I loved trying out this metallic watercolor here to make bubbles, and I liked using this rosa granulating color for the background. It was fun. I love doing World Watercolor Month. I do it every year, and the last few years I've done every day of both World Watercolor Month and Inktober. And actually I painted this one on my birthday, and I gave myself a treat of just taking as long as I wanted on this sketch, and I just love how that came out. And a lot of the ones that are World Watercolor Month I don't have videos for because I painted them outside, like on the balcony. I don't work as much in the summer because I live in Maine and we have such short summers that I work a lot during the winter, so I can work less in the summer and just enjoy working outside and not filming it. So yeah, I like how I took this spread across 2 pages, even though they're not like, it's not one sheet of paper. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. And I like to make a little still lifes and paint them. I think that's a lot of fun. Those are some rocks from my backyard, a pocket watch from that we had around the house, and a blue jay feather I picked up. I thought that was kind of fun. I like the combining, even if they're not like related sketches, although I was at the coast when I painted that, and then I was sitting at a beach when I painted my sandwich. So, I mean, I guess it's somewhat related. Maybe. There's a video on that one. And I think, I'm not sure if I don't think I did a video on that one. I think I painted that one outside, but that was a review of the Mission Titanium Class gouache, which is a gouache that is kind of a hybrid watercolor. And then these were from the Daniel Smith gouache. And I need to wax these pages because I've got a little bit of shiny spot where the papers rub together, and that's kind of a bummer. I really should probably take better care to spray fixative on my pages that have colored pencil on them if I'm going to paint on the facing page, because I've got some transfer here, and I did use some colored pencil on top of those illustrations. But yeah, this has all been World Watercolor Month stuff, so a lot of fun there. And yeah, just experimenting Holbein gouache. These were Holbein gouache, I think. Line and wash set, Derwent line and wash set. That was the first Sketchbook floozy prompt that I did. I took a photo of this little still life that I made, and that's what I started the Sketchbook floozy prompt with. And this layout inspired my Sketchbook floozy stencils. And I gridded this out before I went for a plein air day, and I loved it because I was painting at the Audubon Society trails, and since I had a bunch of small little like vignettes, I didn't have to just pick one spot and work there all day. I got to bounce around a lot, and because I don't think any of these sketches are great enough on their own to be a painting, but all together I think they look kind of neat. And this was just a study of some architecture. I've been getting into doing buildings and architecture and stuff a bit more, and I want to do it a lot more actually. I want to really get into urban sketching because I love plein air painting, but I would like to do urban sketching as well. I just like to be outside, and for some reason that to me is more of like my my hobby, whereas doing the tutorials and teaching lessons online is my profession. But I feel like that's such good practice and good for building skills and just growing as an artist. And there I was just kind of practicing some just little doodles and stuff. And this I painted from a photo I took plein air painting when I was plein air painting one day. And the plein air paintings are in another sketchbook, but that was when I did back home afterwards. I finished up this layout today. I just used my art dice and I rolled my art dice, and I just rolled the topic one, or one of the topic ones, and building was one, so I did this like detail of a building here from this book. This is, I did that detail of a building there, but this book is a field guide to American houses, so I thought this might help me with my urban sketching. So, I mean, I haven't really done much with it, but it's got tons of great photographs and illustrations and stuff that you could get information from and kind of get ideas on the different movements in architecture and, you know, sketching them. And just black and white photos you could sketch from and kind of take anywhere you want. I like that. I like it that it's basic and then I could, like, go further with it. Sorry for saying like so much. I don't know why I turned into a valley girl all of a sudden. But anyway, there was that. That was a little detail of Hogwarts. That was an Inktober prompt, I think. And then I decided to do this sideways for some reason. I don't think I like that. I think when I grid out my pages, if they're going to be in a sketchbook, I'm going to keep them all going the same way. But for whatever reason, I'm like, I'm doing this one this way. It was the first one I did on this page. I guess maybe I thought I would do the whole page facing this way, but I didn't anyway. So that's a little weird, but you live and learn, right? And some whole Shinhan gouache, watercolor markers by Albright Drewer, brand new. The newer Miele Yang 52 set of watercolors. Yeah, so a lot of times I'll work on stuff for reviews in here too. So this page I did that way. I think that's what I did with that bird thing. I was thinking I would do those pages this way, like I did this one. Those were those disposable fountain pens. Love these things. They're by Snow White. I bought a pack for like $8 and it was 16 pens or 8 colors. You get 2 of each color. So I have a set down here and a set upstairs. There's so much ink in there and you can sketch with them and then use a wet brush to pull the ink around. I just love these. So cheap, so fun. And I think I'll be able to refill them when they're done, even though they're technically disposable. The nibs are really nice on them. They're better than the refillable Jinhao Sharks that I bought. So I'm excited about that. That was Shinhan gouache, I'm pretty sure. I like how that came out. That was from a food paint challenge on Instagram. So hashtag food paint challenge is a wonderful, if you like to paint food, it's a fun challenge and there's lots of people that participate. So it's nice you get to see other people's artwork. I just love doing those Instagram challenges. These are sketches from France, from photos from the estate where we'll be staying when I take my when I do my art retreat out there, so kind of getting excited for that. That was outside my house during sunrise. I took a photo. I didn't stand outside in the snow because I'm spleeny, but I painted with Himi gouache with that. I was going to sketch over that, but I kind of lost my oomph. I was trying out some, I don't remember what paints I was trying out, but I was trying out some paints there. That was the Schminke Academy Slim palette. I did a few sketches just to kind of try it out. This was from a photo I took when I was walking the dog one morning. And it looked black and white because it was just so desaturated out, and I decided to use masking powder from Renaissance, and also I did use some bleed proof white. But anyway, I just wanted to paint it with the kind of some moody colors that I had by the Paul Rubens granulating set. I can't remember what it's called, Shunyi or something. Not available anymore, but like it wasn't available. I got it as a gift in a Paul Rubens gift box, and they weren't available by the time I went to review them. That was Da Vinci gouache, and I have this band of space, so is this really technically full? I don't know. I could do something there, but I kind of just like that the way it was. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And that was Da Vinci gouache, not as successful. I was using the colors without much white in them, and they were very shiny and kind of a little frustrating, honestly. But yeah, and then this last one I did today was this teacup, also from the food paint challenge. And what was fun about this was that I just started sketching with an orange cool erase pencil, and I just dove right in. It was like the last page of the book, and it was kind of dirty. It had like some smudges from the book board, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna go in and just draw, not worry about it. I just want to finish up this book. And I really like how it came out. I used some distress ink with stencils and some stamping to zhuzh it up a bit. Zhuzh it up. I used gold leaf, not gold leaf, gold foil. I used some mink gold foil there with some sticky art glitter. I think it's our Cosmic Shimmer adhesive. And a little bit of gouache. mostly watercolor, but I used a little bit of gouache, a little bit of colored pencil. I just had a good time with it, and I used some paint marker. I used a brown paint pen. It was a lot of fun. I like how it came out. I don't know, it probably could have been more interesting, but for paper that I was thinking I wasn't going to use this last page because it was so smudged, I got it to be bright and pretty, and I finished up my sketchbook, and so there you have it. I think my favorite layout in this whole book is the one of Fields Pond. Let me find that one again. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. Right here. This is my favorite layout of the whole book because both pages go together, and I think I would like to do that more in my sketchbooks, or maybe even just stick to one side of the paper. But this is Arches paper, so I didn't want to waste like half the book by only painting on one side of it. But yeah, I finished another one. I'm glad I'm working on the sketchbook snowball, finishing up ones I've started, and yeah, I just love working in a sketchbook. I think because I'm not really that big on selling my original art or prints or anything. I don't really sell art for an artist who makes their living with art. I don't sell my art that often. I sell my classes. So it was fun. You can let me know what your favorite sketch was, but this is mine, my favorite layout. And I had a great time working with this book. It was so much fun. It's a little bigger than what I typically like. I typically like more of like a 6x8 size book like these here. This is one that I made that I'll be filling probably this summer because it's very rough paper, and I think it'll be great for landscape. So this is a size I usually go for, but this was fun to do, and I found breaking up the pages like that really made it so I would get more use out of it. And if you would like stencils to help you break out the pages, I got all mine right here. I do sell these. Actually, Craft Stash sells them, but I will put a link to those in the video description. I think if you have the bigger, you also get the insides of the stencils. So like the parts that would come out of the stencils, I had them include those so that you could just lay those out if you want something a little different than what the stencil gives you. And I do have a tutorial on how to use them, so you can check that out. But if you do want these, I'll link them down below. There's 4 different sizes. I would say if you are primarily a 9x12 sketchbooker, I would go with a 9x12. If you want to add another one on, the 8x8 is really good. You can use all 4 of them in whatever size sketchbooks you have. But if you had to choose, if you had to like pick 1 or 2, that's what I would do. And if you're using like an 8x5 or a 6x8 or one of the smaller format books, I would go with the 8x8 square if you can only pick one. And then other than that, I would say I would decide whether you like to go larger or smaller with your cells if you're going to pick up another one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this sketchbook tour and would like to see the next one I finish. And I will do that. Why not, right? Why not? It's fun to appreciate your achievements, and I think filling a sketchbook is a nice achievement. So if you are working on filling your sketchbooks, you can do it, you got this, and I'm rooting for you. So thanks for watching, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!